I'm going to be going over a 26 kill game I got recently. I've been going on 11 out of my last 12 games have been wins, mostly playing Vindicta. So I'm just going to be walking through my general thought process and how I approach the early and mid game. Um, Not sure if we're going to get to the late game in this video, but I will approach that in another video. Vindicta early on is very powerful, depending on matchup, really. If she gets into a lane with very aggressive melee characters, it can be a lot harder for you to succeed early on. A good example of this would be Abrams or this guy right here. Can't. Warden, yeah. Abrams or Warden are two very bad matchups early on. This is an okay matchup with Pocket and Infernus. But you still don't want to play too aggressive right off the bat. My lane partner here is probably playing a little bit more aggressive than I'd like, but I'm trying to be up there supporting him the best I can. He's taken some risks and taken a lot more damage than he's putting out, and that's making it a little bit harder to win this lane. But if I can support him properly and we can get at least a kill, that'll be big on winning the lane. Usually, as Vindicta, I'll take Stake as my first ability because it does some good damage and it keeps them in place. And if I can catch them out in the open, it allows me to just get free damage on them. And if my lane partner's nearby, we can maybe even get the kill early on. Crow Familiar is usually number 2. I don't usually take Flight until my third ability. And that's just because early on I really feel Vindicta struggles in the power department to really dish the damage out that she needs to dish out while she's flying. And you also just don't have the sustain to keep up with being out in the open and just taking all that damage. Like right here, I'm taking damage I probably shouldn't be taking. My lane partner gets a good stun on them, but unfortunately they got away here. I probably could have stayed there and staked him as he came out of his suitcase, but yeah, hindsight is 2020. I wanted to get some farm. That's a very important thing early on. Vindicta struggles a lot with farm because the jungle camps are really hard to kill as Vindicta. You just don't have the you don't have the sustain to really deal with their damage outputs until later in the game. Late game, you can go around farming the jungle camps as much as you want. Here, because I can't see them and I don't have flight, I don't really want to expose myself. I'm, roughly half, 3/4 health. So I don't really want to expose myself by standing up on the bridge. So I'm sitting down low and just trying to deny souls and get as many souls as I can so I can get the advantage over them. Once you get some souls and start getting your build up, Vindicta does a whole lot of damage, and you can just burst people down before they even know you're there. Punching the minions is very good because it gives you the max amount of souls immediately. Instead of having a soul float up, you just get all the souls. So when you can, try to go in for a punch. Here I saw an opportunity and I tried to take it. I thought my lane partner would be up with me because he's higher on health, but he was not. So I failed to secure the kill there. But we're up by the tower. Usually, generally in MOBAs, you want to allow the lane to push back towards your tower so you can freeze them in front of your tower. I've been finding that's not entirely viable, at least not at the level of skill of the people I'm playing against, because the people I'm playing against will just constantly unga bunga push their minions into your tower, which means you can't get farm because how the ranges work in this game, they can just poke you out of being able to get farm off of their minions while denying the souls you're trying to get from their minions. Um, so really, I find it's best to be either on the aggressive or playing towards the center of the lane in this game. Um, I see another opportunity to get a kill, but my lane partner retreated way too much to actually secure it. Um, that's a big thing with Vindicta early on is you do a lot of damage, but in a single clip you just never really do enough damage early on to get a kill yourself. Uh, she really starts to shine once you build a few items. This is a really bad time for me, so I'm running away from him. This not a good fight. He will win the fight up close, so I'm trying to get back so that I can play with my superior range. Starting off, usually I'll take headshot booster, hollow point ward, um, just for the extra headshot damage and extra damage above half health. I shouldn't really be taking any damage anyway, so I should always be above 60% health, unless I really poorly position. My lane partner is really low, so he's probably going to back, or he should at least. Especially with their no minions right now, he probably could have taken a back, but he's he might be doing that now. But here I'm just playing slow, trying to collect souls, build up my items. Long range is a really good one. Um, Once you're past 15 meters, you start to deal extra damage, 40% extra weapon damage, which is quite a bit, and it's really nice, so that you can actually start to feel like you're a sniper. Uh, Early game, Vindicta really struggles at feeling like a sniper role. Here, I'm looking for him, and I can hear him off to my left, so I look, and there he is, low health. Hit a couple shots on him, easy first kill. And now I have access to Assassinate. Notice how I'll keep this 1 point around. Usually I try to get to level 2 Stake. Stake or Flight, it depends on what I'm feeling at the moment. Not exactly sure what I went for in this game, but level 2 Stake's really good because it gives you Stake on a 20-second cooldown, which is very important. I got another kill there. You want to try to get assassinate kills as much as possible. It's common sense, you know. It's it's an extra 250 souls, and then it goes plus 600 souls at max level. So that's another 850 souls per kill, which is really what you want to be doing late game. Most of the time is hopping into team fights and trying to pick off the people below half health with assassinate. Here I hit a good stake, couldn't quite get it with the gun, so I finished them off with assassinate, which allows us, I believe, to push this tower all the way through. It's only 8 minutes into the game. Usually laning phase will end around 10 to 15 minutes. If it's going to 15 minutes, usually that's a really hard match to try to win. But we killed the tower, and now we're pretty much free to farm camps, and go help the other lanes out with what they're doing. See how our lane partners actually abandoned this lane because they knew they lost the lane, so they decided to go roam and try to secure orange lane here. Usually, if you lose a lane, it's not a great idea to try to push the tower back immediately. You should definitely go around, try to farm back up, because we're at 6 and 4.2k souls, and they're at 3.2 and 3.3. Like, they're 1,000 souls behind the lowest one of us on that lane, and I'm double their souls right now almost. So I'm in a good position right now. Unfortunately, also this Haze is also in a really good position at 6k souls. Here I saw a team fight going, so I decided to come in on the side, clean up a couple kills, get both the Pocket and the Grey Talon. And here we're going to get the Mo and Krill, I believe. Yeah, Mo and Krill. And then we push down that tower. Um, just a nice, clean team fight there. I believe it was 3-on-3 initially, and then I came in and just helped clean up a little bit, getting those extra souls for myself. Um, Despite all those extra souls I'm getting, this haze will outpace me. I don't know what what the Ivy's doing here. Just kind of picked me up, and unfortunately now she's gonna be locked down and murdered. Mo and Krill's kind of nasty sometimes. I mean, they are stationary while they're beating up a target, so it can be a little rough for them if there's a lot of people around ready to target them. I come up behind this pocket here. I'm trying this fight. I get booped by the goo man over here, the viscous, which is something I did not like. I did not like getting booped by that viscous. It kind of messed up my aim a little bit. I was gonna chase the Infernus, but I decided against that. I believe that comes back to haunt me here in a second. I don't believe I make it much longer. Oh no, I think I do get this kill on Infernus. This is the unfortunate thing about Vindicta is she's really slow in the air. But I still get that kill because he got nervous that I was slowly flying over him with Assassinate and he tried to leave, but I hit the flick on him. I went through that. I'm still not entirely used to the map, so I didn't know that went straight into there. But oftentimes I'll advocate against using Assassinate to deal damage because I just feel like the damage Assassinate does just isn't worth it above half health. Here I am going to die. This was overall a bad fight. I mean, I got Grey Talon, so it was a trade at least, sniper for sniper trade. But anytime you spent dead is time that you're not farming and they are. And you can see Hayes is just over here solo, just ignoring the team fight really and just farming up souls to try to get ahead. And a really fed Hayes can be a really tricky situation to navigate. Usually they aren't the tankiest, but the damage they can put out can like run through your team in a split second, especially if they ult with that 100% lifesteal. Looked like Hayes is going behind to flank. I'm not exactly sure how that pans out for them. I run into Infernus in pocket again. Um, at this point, they're pretty wary of me. Again, I am close to double their souls, so I'm dishing out a lot more damage than them. I may be squishy, but you know it doesn't really matter when they die within a second of seeing me. So I I believe I'm heading. Yeah, I'm just looking for where the enemies are gonna push. I know that Infernus and Pocket left, so they have to go somewhere. And then I see the group of them out here, and I lock down Mo and Krill. He goes underground. That's not going to be enough to save him, though, as I catch him on the retreat. The pocket's in a suitcase right there, 1 HP. I guess I missed that. Usually I wouldn't miss that, but our Paradox got him, and the ult from our 7 got the rest of them. Cleaned up that team fight nice. We're going to push this Walker here. Try to get a flex slot for our team. Um, you get a flex slot when you push the first towers on all lanes, and when you push the first Walker, and I believe when you push all the Walkers. I'm not sure what the second flex or what the third flex slot is. I can't really remember, but the fourth flex slot is usually when you kill one of the inhibitors, or I think they're called shrines in this game. The flex slots are very important to get because once you start getting up to full build, the extra 4 items are they're a substantial power boost. Right now we've traded flex slot. Actually, I think the other team has two flex slots to our one flex slot because they have all of our towers pushed. This is the unfortunate thing about this game. Sometimes is even if you're doing well, which we're 10k up in spirit, we're still getting our towers pushed because our team is uh, clumped up to fight a couple people, and the clumping leads to split pushing. Um, Here I see a big team fight going on. I kind of fail my fly there. I try to clean this guy up, but he runs away. See an opportunity to try to get some stuff there, but there's just so much going on. It's hard to keep track sometimes. Um, Unfortunately, I do go down here. Uh, it's a little embarrassing going two deaths with only like one kill, but we'll speed through this. My team pretty much loses that fight. But this game is never over until it's over. You know, until one team's uh, patron has been destroyed, you're still in the game. It's very easy to make a comeback even with all towers and shrines destroyed. Just pushing them back, especially late game because those death timers are really brutal late game. Like being out of the game for even 30 seconds right now, that that 30 seconds can be your entire patron's health bar. Here I saw Hayes, so I was going to go after them, but Hayes kind of vanished. And then I see Hayes is fighting uh, a team member over there, so I'm trying to navigate to them. It's a little tricky sometimes because things go up and down, and it's just kind of the map's a little wacky. Before I can get to Hayes, though, they clean him up. Um, Kind of wasted a little bit of time there. I could have spent farming. This was a game from back when I was a little bit worse about my in between farming on the jungle mobs, but that is something you should be conscious of. By this point in the game, as Vindicta, you should be trying to clear some of the smaller camps while you can, with a combination of bullets and just punching to finish them off, so you can clear through the camps real fast. Here I see a couple people, Mo and Krill and Warden. It looks like. Warden's kind of caught out in the open, so I'm going after him. I'm kind of just trying to dish damage across the board because I did have people near me trying to, that could have helped me out, but I have no idea where they went. Um, at this point, Warden's like 1 HP, so Ivy over there finishes him off. And it's just Paradox, Ivy, and me on a good cleanup for this Mo and Krill. Here's an unfortunate thing. I really dislike when Grey Talons do this. They don't. Oftentimes they won't use that as a way to secure kills. They'll just use it to harass, um, which is pretty fair with how quickly it comes back up. As you can see, his ult charge bar right there is almost halfway recharged on his ult, and he just hit me with it. So they like to spam those just to deal damage and hit a stun on people when they can. Here I'm buying up a couple more items. That's something I've neglected to talk about. I really like Headhunter. The heal per headshot's really nice. Headshot hitboxes feel really generous in this game. Here I'm going out to try to help people, but then they die, and then I see Seven going back out, and I'm like, wait a second, Seven, I need to go help him, or he's gonna die. And then I get back out here, and he's dead. Um, I was just trying to be a helpful team member. I probably should have retreated once I saw Seven was dead, but now it's a little bit too late. My teammate kind of abandons me here by just rushing out there and refusing to look over towards me and finish the haze off. But she gets the Infernus, and it's a trade on that fight. I'm not sure if they die over here. They probably will with Pocket and Haze and Warden now jumping them. But as for my item choice, I headshot booster, um, hollow point ward, and then I upgraded long range into sharpshooter. Um, I also this game I grabbed active reload, which I feel is a very viable thing for Vindicta. It's a little bit different from what I see other people rocking, but active reload is just a generally pretty good item. Every 17 seconds, you can reload, and it gives you a skill check to reload early. It's not a very hard skill check. You just press R when the thing's in the green space. Um, and it gives you extra fire rate and extra bullet lifesteal, which is really great on sustain. Um, and it can also help you burst down enemies. Um, it, this build in this game is a little different from the one I use now. I can pull up the buy menu now. Oftentimes now I will have uh, um, I'll I'll do headhunter sharpshooter. Um, I found escalating resistant or resilience is pretty good for bullet resistance if you need it. Um, but late game, you're probably gonna want glass cannon, lucky shot, crippling headshot. Um, with with sharpshooter and silencer, and then on the spirit front, you're gonna want knockdown. Knockdown is really good. It pairs well with your other abilities. It can stop somebody and allow you to hit a stake on them to stop them even more. Um, and then there's quick silver reload. That one's exceptionally good. Um, you imbue an ability with bonus spirit damage on the first hit, and then when the ability is used, your weapon's reloaded and has a fire rate bonus for that clip. I use this. It's a little bit of a waste of the spirit damage, but I use this on flight because flight comes so quickly later in the game. You get it so often. It's just an extra fire rate boost for your main weapon, which has more ammo when you use flight. This was a pretty good team fight from what I can remember. We kill them. Mo and Krill gets Ivy, and I lock those two down, which lets our Yamato just kind of start doing some cleanup work over there. She dies. Pocket's like 1 HP, and we got some backup coming in. I see Mo and Krill down here, and so does our Viscus. Viscus gets locked down, but I'm pushing to kill the Mo and Krill. The Warden gets killed pretty easily. Mo and Krill's still up, I believe. Yeah. But there they go. Get a kill assist on the Grey Talon there, too. Here I see Infernus on orange lane, so I'm going to help back up Paradox for when the Infernus tries to run. See him running over here, so I hop up and try to cut him off. He's a little slippery though. He's a fast mover. He is behind the wall. He blows up the Viscus, and I kind of get caught out there. Um, I go to fly to get the extra ammo, and I end up getting bursted down. All in all, I'd say your build strategy for Vendetta or Vindicta should be not Vendetta. That's a different game. Your build strategy for Vindicta should revolve around your gun. More than anything, even your spirit items should be items that affect your gun or your charges for assassinate. Those are the really important things you need: is assassinate to finish enemies who are low, and your gun to get them low. You're never gonna really have a lot of health or sustain. You should still build some armor and health so you're not dying immediately as you peek around the corner. But you're not going to be in their face all that often unless you get caught out in a bad position. Um, but overall, you should be trying to position on high ground or towards the back of your team. Sometimes, especially towards late game when you just have the damage to do it, you can afford to just run forward in front of your team and just start mowing people down. Here we're deciding to take out the Rejuvenator, give ourselves that extra bonus because we're gonna go for the push into their base. As of now, they have one walker up and all their base guardians, and we just have our base guardians left, and we've even lost a base guardian. So we really need to start making some plays here. Here, Hayes runs into me and Viscous. I get her really close and then finish her off with the assassinate. Put her out of the game for 45 entire seconds, which is huge because she's 10k above anyone else in her team. That was the hardest person we had to kill, and we just killed her. So we have 45 seconds of essentially free pushing because none of them can really pose much of a threat to most of us. Here, I got the call that we're backing off for some reason. I assume people just got low in their fights. We got Paradox low health. Nobody else was really low health. Um, Perhaps it was a call for uh, purchasing items. Um, oh, now I know what it was. It was Infernus was pushing into our base. That's what the call was for. Here I see Yamato getting ganked by Grey Talon and Warden, so I come in to help out, and Yamato leaves me. It makes sense because her health was quite low. Here, Grey Talon's wasting time shooting me. I just go and gather a couple of these little gold boys and farm a nice minion camp for myself. Well, not for myself, but here, Warden tries to come get me. I believe they're successful here. I do die. Um, but Yamato and Ivy and pretty much the rest of our team's there, so we should win that fight. There goes Warden. I'll speed through this death here. Actually, I'll talk a little bit more about my items. Um, Silencer is really big, or at least it feels like it's really big. I've had limited experience with pulling it in game, but it's something I'm going to start going for because being able to silence big ticket opponents, yeah, is vital. Like being able to silence a bebop from being able to pull you is just invaluable in the middle of a team fight because a bebop pull can be destructive. So can bebop's alt and um, his bomb. Those can really just run through a team. And if I can lock a Bebop down for the entire duration of silence on my gun while dealing damage to him, it's a very valuable proposition. Unfortunately, now watching this back, I see that I was right next to the haze that entire time. I did not realize that at the time. I get a really good long range stake. Um, that's something I like to do a lot is throw stake out in the distance to try to catch fleeing enemies. It didn't get a lot of value there because my team just wasn't really there to support the stake. But here I see Hayes, and I decide to come help and finish her off. I get the kill there. I probably could have gone with an assassinate kill, but I really didn't want to risk missing the shot and having the haze get away. Again, knocking an enemy out for 45 seconds is really valuable because if they're ahead on farm like that, it gives you time to catch up to them while they can't farm at all for nearly a minute. Here I see another fight, not really going my teammates' way, so I try to come in and support. Um, they managed to get away though. I get picked up by Ivy, and I believe Ivy just flies me around and then drops me to a high ground, which isn't really what I wanted. Um, it's nice to be on high ground, but I was high ground right next to the entire enemy team, and they were just gonna, like that warden did, go around and try to kill me. Late game, I can make my own high ground, so I don't really need to be put on high ground. A much more valuable thing there would have been to throw me into the enemy team, and I could have flown out of there. Right now, we're just kind of running them down one at a time. Grey Talon's dead. They're down 3 people. We've barely even taken damage. Viscous is down 25% health, and he's the tank, so he can take a lot more punishment than what he's taken. Right now, I'm just trying to push our waves out. We have a small team fight over there, a 3v3. Haze, Infernus, and Mo and Krill versus our Yamato, Viscous, and Paradox. Ivy's coming in to back him up, and I'm close behind. I get the haze, and I believe the haze gets taken down. Yeah, haze gets taken down. Now, they're still down 3 people, but people are coming up. But haze is down for like 55 seconds. So, we have free reign to kind of just push him down. The 7 ult here will kill Warden. And then Mo and Krill is going to go down here in just a second. They aren't surviving standing in a 7 ult. Or they will. They're 1 HP, but they managed to get away. That was very, very well played by that Mo and Krill. We decide to push the towers down while we still have haze down, but now we have 2 of their Guardian towers pushed down. The last flex slot we're missing is the flex slot to kill a shrine. I get a nice assassinate kill on the pocket. The Mo and Krill pushes back out to try to get some kills, and he seems to be pretty effective at what he's doing right now, but he gets killed. That was Infernus ult. He just stunned some people. Me and Grey Talon are just trading chip damage. I locked down Warden, but my team is kind of getting pushed from other angles and isn't really able to support that stake. 7 goes down, and at this point I see the writing on the wall, and I'm just trying my best to get out of there. I'm far enough away now that I can throw some pot shots at. See Viscous struggling with Haze over there, and I tried to come assist, but Haze gets out. Right now, it's down to just 3 people. 1, I believe, was a fresh respawn, and it's just a fight to keep them out of the base. Yeah, right now, again, we're down to 3. We got another respawn, but we had another death. Right now, I'm buying the final 2 items I can buy, really. I mean, I can always get rid of my initial items as they become much less valuable later on. the little bit of weapon damage they give you just isn't worth the same as a full item. I thought I was going to die there because Warden did a very frustrating thing, which was coming in through the back of our team to kill me. Um, so I just come back and try to heal up, and then head back out, where I get a nice stake on the Gray Talon. He's really low. I believe I might go for no. I just get a kill assist on him. I didn't go for the assassinate. Here, Mo and Krill's just nuking someone in the back line. So I'm trying to help out. I get a nice stake on him, which seals his fate there. I should see Hayes here in a second coming in from behind us. I don't actually see Hayes. I just get nuked. She started her ult, but a very good sleep from someone on our team stops him. As you can see on the screen, I'm about to die here soon. But I believe we do get this shrine down. We might even get the second shrine down. Usually I'm very big on when we're in the base and they're not all there trying to kill us. Like, just go for the objectives. Get a lockdown on Grey Talon. Get a kill on him. And then I start trying to work on the patron. Unfortunately, my team really struggles with target priority here. Winning the game a little bit more important. I'm trying to lock them down while they're in the pit. We're in an even 4v4 fight. Mo and Krill's on me. Unfortunately, he disabled my gun, which led to my death right there. We have our 7 in the base still doing good work. It's down to a 4v2. We can go to their perspective for a little bit while I'm dead. Right now, I'd say we probably want to push into the pit and start getting damage on the patron the second he drops down. Like right now, we can start damaging the patron. My team is not pushing into the pit for some reason. Now we're in the pit and we can get some damage done. This Ivy has some crazy firepower going on right now. I'm about up, and we're about halfway through the Sapphire Patron. It's just a bit unfortunate that our teammates are getting pushed back out of the area. Our Ivy tries to get himself and their Paradox out. We get somebody back in the pit. I'm up again, so I'm zipline boosting back. But unfortunately, by this point, it's a little bit too late to get in there and finish off the patron. The patron's extremely low, but unfortunately the patron regenerates, so we're not going to have the chance this time. Now it's just a matter of farming to try to build up stacking bonuses from these pots and maybe get a little bit more souls so I can flesh out my build a little bit more. I still have some tier 1 items that I probably shouldn't be hanging on to. This game was a little bit before I went in depth with the items and figured out what's best to use. Here our teams are even, but in reality they're kind of not, because we have this Hayes on their team sitting at 50k, which is 10k above anyone on our team. So if the Hayes is out of the equation, we're at an advantage. There I get a kill on Grey Talon. I'm disarmed, so I'm just retreating for a minute. 7 ults, which forces them back a little bit. I decide to push our advantage. I see an opportunity to get a kill, and unfortunately I wasn't able to there. My stake misses. My Crow deals some good chip damage, but I see Mo and Krill in the back, so we go all to dogpile on them to get them down. They're a very tanky person in this game. I managed to land the stake onto them, it looks like, and get the kill with Assassinate. Hayes is exceptionally low at this moment. I believe I hit an Assassinate on the Hayes right here. Yeah, they went invulnerable, but I just killed them the second they became vulnerable. Now we have 65 seconds to push into their base with the clear advantage. We have 30 seconds until the rest of their team is up. It's going to be a 3v5 right now. Almost a 3v6 the second this guy gets up. And he can zip line all the way out. Yeah, we go for the Rejuvenator one more time. Just to secure the win. It'd be unfortunate if we pushed into their base and just lost. But I do believe we go for the Rejuvenator at least once more. Yeah, we drop down in here. I'm just waiting for backup. Again, squishy, can't really take the mid-boss on my own. Here, we're just doing so much damage. Even though they're, like, right outside. I believe they do get in to try to get the Rejuvenator. But my team's really good about the timing on the punch to secure the Rejuvenator. And I don't believe they... Yeah, I grabbed the Rejuvenator for the team, stopping Mo and Krill from getting it. I get a kill, a couple kill assists. My fire rate fucking bursts up there real high because of the Ivy on our team. I believe. No, Ivy's dead. I'm not sure exactly what caused my fire rate to spike there. Hayes is alive and is kind of in the back of our team right now. But it's not the biggest deal. The rest of their team is dead. So if we all just fight her, she cannot win against all of us. She gets away, and I believe I make the call, just go for the patron. If we just get in, we start shooting the patron, we'll win. Me and Viscous get in, Ivy gets in. We just start shredding the patron down, and that's the game right there, pretty much. At this point, there's nothing they can do. There's just an Infernus up. They have seconds until their guys come back up, and that was the game, start to finish. I thought I'd only get halfway through the game, but I got all the way through it. 25-6-16 was my final score. This was a pretty hard-fought game. We did almost lose there. We got pushed all the way into our base. They didn't get both of our shrines, I don't believe, but they did get one of our shrines, which can be scary at times. But like I said, game's not over till it's over. Keep playing, and you can always come back. They did finish with somebody on their team having an obscene amount of souls above most of our team. But I just buckled down and farmed Assassinate and as many minions as I could. And towards the late game, I was catching up with Hayes. If the game went on much longer, I would have been far and away above Hayes, as I would have gotten more and more assassinate kills. But yeah, that's how I play Vindicta, and that's what's been leading me to a lot of wins. Is early game focus more on the farms, and then once you hit that break point where you just start shredding through them enough, uh, don't abandon farm completely, but farm on your way to helping out the little team fight skirmishes that appear on the map. Because late game you'll have a lot of uh, 2-on-2s and 3-on-3 fights with a roamer on each team. Um, you're good to play that roamer. You got good mobility and you have devastating firepower. Use that to your advantage.